I've been thinking about whether it's solemn for me. And I have to be honest, I'm the only one, maybe I'm alone on this. It isn't solemn for me. Because when I think about what Donald Trump did, I think about when he did it. It was 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And the idea
that was solemn. That day was solemn.
Exactly. And the arrogance of the people who felt that they just didn't like the outcome. You know, I'm not sure I believe people when they say they think that he won.
Yeah.
And I don't believe him when he says that he thought that he won. The only reason he said he won the election was as a pretext to steal the election, right? He said that over and over again because he was told you didn't win by Barr and all sorts of other baddies.
He said in advance of the election that the election was going to be stolen.
Heads I win, tails you lose. Yeah.
Correct. Yes. So the arrogance of people who went to that Capitol, you know, that citadel of democracy, of American democracy, and said, not only can I take a number 2 all over the floor of this building. Literally. Not only can I beat the hell out of police officers, not only can I commit those crimes, I'm going to live stream it.
Yep.
I'm going to put it on my socials.
Yep.
I'm so arrogant that you can't choose who's the president. I choose who's the president. We choose who's the president. The Oath Keepers and Proud Boys who are sitting in prison were waiting for the Insurrection Act to be used because they had the arrogance to believe that they choose who's the president, they will commit violence and just wait for Donald Trump to call out the militia, them, in order to install himself in power. The arrogance of Donald Trump and his people to say that we don't have even the right to vote and have our votes respected at all. They choose who's the president. It's their decision. And if we don't like it, too bad. We're going to just call the military on you. Right? So I think it's really late, and it isn't solemn for me. This is finally the first time that I feel that Donald Trump is being treated like a normal American.
Can I ask you what the not solemn feeling is? Does it have a name?
Is Schadenfreude appropriate?
It's a noun, but I got it. Yes.
I just want to say I agree with you completely, and I feel invigorated. I do. I don't feel like ecstatic, but I do feel that, again, the water is wet, gravity exists, 2 + 2 = 4. We saw him commit the crime. Yes. This is a man who should have to face a jury with all the due process afforded, a trial by his peers. He should have to submit to the custody of the government he tried to overthrow.
That's right.
He should have to be humbled as a citizen before the law with all the constitutional protections that affords that he tried to deny to us, to everyone else. Like, this is the system working. And Rachel...